Algorand just printed a massive bullish signal, and this is why you should keep your eyes on this asset right now. To begin, we have the weekly time frame pulled up, and we'll be examining Algorand's price in relationship to its RSI. Over the past few months, we began to create a base or a bottom for Algorand's price action and recently created a massive bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. If you don't know what a bullish divergence is, this occurs when price falls to a new low, while an oscillator, in our case our RSI that we're comparing to Algorand's price action, fails to reach a new low. This situation demonstrates that bears are losing power and that the bulls are ready to control the market again. Often a bullish divergence marks the end of a downtrend. So this is very important to keep in mind when looking at Algorand's price, because we see exactly that playing out on the weekly time frame. We created our first low here in June of 2023, right around 9 cents. And then we created a second low right here in August of 2023, around 8.2 cents. This gives us the confirmation that we did create a lower low in price, but looking at our oscillator, our RSI in this case, we see that it did the exact opposite. It created its lowest point here in June of 2023, around 28.97, and then created a higher low right here in September of 2023. And our RSI represents our relative strength index. So this is really good to see that we did create that higher low, as it's showing the strength of the bears is diminishing. And even though price went lower, the bulls are starting to gain momentum around this price level. This price level is also really important as it's what I consider to be the weekly accumulation zone. This ranges between roughly around 9.5 cents all the way up to about 14. And the reason for this is because if we look back at the COVID crash, we are at the same levels in terms of price action that we were back during 2020, just showing how much of a discount Algorand is at right now. This is equivalent to whenever Bitcoin was $4,000. And right now we are sitting around the exact same levels 3 years later in our weekly accumulation zone. If you've been following our trading view for a while, under ViaQuant, you'll remember this post back in April that I made describing Algorand's daily and weekly outlook. Now, in this particular case, let's just focus on the weekly time frame, as that's what we've been examining, and see what we were predicting back in April. In this chart I posted, you can see we have this key trend line right here with all these circles drawn on it, and these green circles represent the support, or whenever the buyer stepped in. And here I was pointing out how that old support had flipped into new resistance as this trend line of buying pressure became new selling pressure. And because of this, we were expecting a drop for Algorand. And looking at our RSI, you can see exactly what we were predicting. We had these two red circles drawn where Algorand's RSI had topped out twice, creating that double top in our strength index. And then also at the bottom, we had these green circles of support, and we were predicting with this black arrow drawn right here that Algorand's RSI would fall back down to oversold conditions. Again, during this time we were at a 38, and we were predicting this fall back to around the 30 level. And current day, we can see exactly how that prediction played out. If we specifically just look only at our RSI, we were predicting that fall from about right here around this 38 level back to oversold conditions, and just like that, we did reach that level. Since we have established why Algorand is in such a bullish spot right now due to the structure on the weekly time frame, let's zoom into the daily time frame to see when this momentum to the upside might begin. The first thing to point out on the daily time frame is we also created a bullish divergence where we had a low followed by a lower low, but yet our strength index has created a higher low and thus some sort of RSI uptrend. Now, there is one thing that concerns me a little bit on the daily time frame, and that we may see a little bit of sell pressure before this upwards momentum, and that's again because of our RSI. We have this extremely key level of resistance around a 59, where we topped out here in April of 2023. We topped out again here in August of 2023. And currently our RSI is exactly at this level. If we're able to break above in the next day or two, this could be the first signal of that momentum beginning to the upside. But if we fail to break above, we could come all the way back down to our green upward sloping trend line that currently sits around a 37. The pattern that I currently see forming for Algorand on the daily time frame is a falling wedge. Now, a falling wedge is considered a bullish pattern, and it consists of lower lows as well as lower highs. And eventually, once you break that top line of resistance, it usually signals that next momentum move to the upside. Looking at Algorand, we can see we are at the top of that falling wedge pattern. So if we are able to break our RSI downtrend as well as our falling wedge downtrend, that should signal that the bulls are regaining strength, and we should fight back somewhere around the 13 to 14 cent range. I hope you guys found value in today's video, as I gave you a few patterns and a few key levels on your RSI to watch to determine when Algorand could have that major breakout moment, and I hope to see you all in the next video.